This is the absolute easiest strategy if you have a 9 to 5 job. Here we have a 1 hour fair value gap. If you don't know what a fair value gap is, it's essentially the spacing between wicks. Since these wicks don't touch, this would be a fair value gap. Now this turns into an inverse fair value gap when price closes above. So, because there was a swing point that was taken out, a liquidity sweep, and then an inversion fair value gap, now we're looking to go long. So this would be the target over here. So you'd probably end up going for about 200 points and putting your stop at about 100 points, right below the inversion fair value gap. This is a 1 to 2R. So you're risking 100 points to make 200 points. Let's say it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon and you're working your job. Maybe you're on your lunch break. You set a limit order for the top of this inverse fair value gap. And you set your stop 100 points down, and then you go 200 points up for a 2 to 1 RR. And if you did 1 micro, you would end up risking $200 to make $400. All right, so here we have another hourly setup. The fair value gap is here in the leg. Here we have a liquidity sweep, and then we have a huge green candle completely disrespecting this fair value gap, now turned into inverse fair value gap. And it's 12 p.m. So if you work a 9 to 5 job, you would have been able to take this maybe on your lunch break. If you take your lunch breaks at 12, you could set your limit to the top of this fair value gap. So I'd actually go 100 points down and then 200 points up for a 2 to 1 R again. So here we have another inverse fair value gap right at the top of the leg. So it's taken out liquidity. You get a big move down to completely invalidate this fair value gap. You would just set again a limit order to sell short, and then you would wait for it to execute. The market conditions right now are giving us anywhere from 100 to 200 points per trade. This one could have been potentially a bigger one. If you wanted to go down to the bottom of this leg, maybe you're a little bit more experienced, you could have even gone all the way down to this swing point. You could have gotten 768. Now, I probably would not have held that long, to be honest. I typically like to do a 2 to 1 or a 1 to 1 RR, just get my profits and take them, keep them, because to be honest with you guys, it's pretty rare to get this big of a move without getting stopped out. I always like to focus on small compound gains. I'm not trying to hit home runs. I prefer base hits, consistency, solid setups. This is my absolute favorite setup. You can apply this setup to the 4-hour chart, to the 1-day chart, 15-minute chart even. Just pay attention to the setups and figure out what works best for you.